Okay, so here we go with another review. I pulled this out the other day, the Davidoff Year of the Rabbit. So I'm gonna dig into that because it got opened. And but before we do the obligatory watch check, boot check, and maybe even look for the Greyhounds because they enjoy the rabbit too. Maybe not the rabbit cigar, but the Year of the Rabbit. So, watch check. Many of you have seen this. If you haven't, check it out. It's a Hublot, and it is a Fuente Opus X edition. It's a really cool. See the cigar leaves there. So it's made for smoking cigars. And I got the green. They're a little bit need a little cleaned up. Green Gators here. And these are, I believe those are Rios of Mercedes boots. But anyway, let's get to the Year of the Rabbit. Now, it was in my Euro cave, and in the bottom of it there. And apparently cardboard is not good with humidified air. So that is the end result, is mold on the box, but no mold inside, so I think they're fine. This comes with a really cool, it's a tough to open case, especially one-handed. So let me grab the iPod here, or the tripod, not iPod. So you can see really nice inside Year of the Rabbit. Kind of a, I guess, a rubberized mat on the inside. I feel a little bit guilty smoking these because it's so nice to keep as a set. There's a really nice wooden cover, and then inside you can see the cigars. And so really beautiful collection there of what, 1, 3, 6, 7, 10 cigars, right? So because I opened them, I found that wrapper to be, or the outside case to get molded. I'm gonna smoke one. I smoked. You can check out my Year of the Dragon, which is this year's cigar. This was last year, 2022, I believe, going into 2023. The Year of the Rabbit. So I'm interested to see how it compares to the Year of the Dragon. It's Thanksgiving weekend, so I'm using that as my excuse to smoke a rare cigar. So let's open it up here. We'll get it out of the wrapper. You can see Year of the Rabbit. Interesting shape. I just kind of, as I'm pulling it out of there, I think I pulled off the pigtail end of that. You can see the end. So that came off as I did it, and you can see a nice dark wrapper, a little darker wrapper than the Year of the Dragon. So I'm interested in seeing how it tastes in comparison. So let's fire her up, see how it does. I already got a little bit of a draw there as that pigtail came off, but I'll still cut it. So at least aged a year from when it got delivered to the retailer. And we'll see how it had this problem yesterday with the lighter. So the Figadoro shape of it, where it's tapered in at both ends, makes for an interesting light. This is going to not be a as long of a smoke as the Year of the Dragon, being much smaller. We'll get the specs on it here in a minute. Gonna kind of toast that bottom part there a little more since there's not as much area there. So let's give it a shot. So the 3 puff test kind of failed there. There's just not enough being lit. So do it the old-fashioned way. That's the only thing about these Figadoros, that sometimes you have a hard time getting them lit, right? Once everything fires up real good around the bottom, you're fine, but you know, it takes a little bit. So you might be able to tell I'm not getting much out of the draw. And even though the outside packaging was molded, here I got a little bit of a crack in the outer wrapper leaf coming apart. So still not really lit. The draw is very, very light. Can't quite get there. Try it again. I'm going to have to fire it up again. So that's annoying, right? This is not a cheap cigar. It's like a $50 cigar. So, and I guess they say this is a double perfecto. Is the size, so it's almost 6 by 54. Just a tad bit short of 6, but 54 is a good ring gauge. 6 is a little bit short, and then you consider well, we're struggling here. Struggling to get this damn thing lit, I'm telling you. $50 cigar and I can't light it. I mean, come on, man, let's go. Now it's starting to piss me off because my lighter won't work. I busted open that limited edition chest, took one out of there, and can't get the damn thing to light up right. So that's why I got my butane here for times like these. So again, it's still having a difficult time getting fully lit here, and you've seen I've really torched the hell out of it. So here we go again. We're going to torch it some more. Really fire this thing up. I mean, you might say maybe it's too wet, right? Too humidified. I don't think so. I mean, it was in the bottom of that Euro cave. But that could be an explanation because it doesn't seem, it seems fine and doesn't seem overly moist, but maybe it is. I don't know. It's really pissing me off, though. And look at this. I'm not getting anything. Tad bit. Wow. Really annoying. I mean, if I was in the cigar shop right now, I think I'd go back up there and demand another one. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with this thing? Sorry, I don't usually cuss, but this thing's pissing me off. Look at this. Nothing. What the hell is going on with this thing? It almost seemed like I got a fake, but I got it right from the retailer, who's an authorized Davidoff retailer. Come on. Let's fire up here. Gotta be kidding me. Thing is, hard as a rock on the stem. If you see that, I mean, it's just solid there. I'm pounding it in the ashtray, and there's, I mean, it should be smoking like a forest fire by now. Can you believe this? I'm hardly getting any. There's got to be blockage there. I mean, that's it. It's got to be what it is. I mean, it's so... Look at this. The tip of this thing is ridiculously... I don't know if you can see it on here. I mean, it's obviously smoking, but... And then, the top of the wrapper. You see this? Let me see if I can get that. You see that? How it's coming apart there? The camera's not helping me here, but yeah. It's like, seriously, man. Right there. That wrap is coming right off. Unbelievable. I'm going to do what I normally don't do. I'm going to cut the fiery end of it. Look at this. Hardly anything had been getting, you know, it's all around the edges. So I just cut it there. And now we'll see what happens. Still am not. Finally get a little bit, but still. I mean, maybe it's too wet. I don't know. I mean, it did have, but the bottom in there, I get the hygrometer set. It's only about 68% humidity, so it's very strange. This is an absolute dud. I can't get a draw. It's horrible. Coming apart up here on the top. I'm going to cut that, see if I can get a better draw. It's just horrible. It's coming apart down the bottom. I mean, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say this was over humidification, maybe. But my God, because you'd think Davidoff quality would not allow this. I'm going to let it sit out. I don't know what to do with it, honestly. The only other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pull a cigar, different cigar. I'm not going to waste one of those now, from the bottom of the humidor. And I'm going to see if maybe they're all, you know, maybe they're all just wet. They're moist. So I'm going to pull one of these out down there. So what I pulled out from the bottom here is Davidoff Millennium Robusto. I don't know if it's been down there quite as long, but I've moved the Year of the Rabbit around, so I'm just going to pull. This is really one of my favorite cigars, the Millennium. Great cigar. I could have pulled these out of the tube. I got some left there, the tubos, but so this is kind of annoying. I'm just going to throw these back in here right now. We'll come and organize it later, but for now, just get them in and let's get this cigar lit. So we had a catastrophe with this Year of the Rabbit. Can't get a draw. I'm trying to give it an excuse that maybe it's been just too humidified. It's still, I mean, it's well lit. So this Millennium, this box of Millenniums was basically in the same spot, or right next to the same spot as the Year of the Rabbit. Now, it wasn't in a cardboard box. It's in a cedar box. I don't know. So I just want to see if, for some reason, if those cigars down on that lower shelf there are just too wet. I even lit that one quicker because I'm annoyed now and want a good cigar draw, and you can see it's a perfect draw. It's in the same place as the humidor, feels the same. It's really disappointing. I hope those others in that box. I hope this is a one-off, or maybe I'll put them in a higher up spot in the humidor. So I don't know. It's really disappointing. I'm gonna try it one more time. So here's the Year of the Rabbit. Difficult to get much smoke out. Here's a Millennium. That's the way a cigar should be. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I couldn't even get to the flavor. I mean, it does have a good flavor if you can get to it. It's a little more mellow than the Millennium, but I can't get anything out of it. So, I don't know. Either it was a dud, it's over humidified, or I don't know what. But it's too bad because it's a major disappointment. So all I can say with that, I mean, if I'm in a cigar shop now and I got a choice of the Year of the Rabbit or this Millennium, obviously going with the Millennium. And I would take the Millennium over the Year of the Dragon, by the way, too. So, all right. Well, hope you found it interesting. See you next time.